Hey folks, welcome back to our game with Ulm, and we've got two turns here for you, and they're going to be kind of economy focused. First off, we found some sites. We found a very good site. We found the Wolf Oak, which is +1 nature. We got the Rustwater, which is one of the better sites in the game. It's two, and it's kind of weird because it's not like a very good name. It doesn't seem like a good site, but oh boy is it. 2 water, 2 earth, and the earth, oh my God, we needed some earth. We have site searched earth pretty hard now, like pretty damn hard, and we hardly had any earth income. Any. Right? This doubled it for us just about. You compare that to our astral or our death income. Anyway, in death, we've hardly site searched at all, to be honest. We actually need to start site searching death, which we'll talk about that a little more next episode when we do research priorities again. We found an Eagle Tribe settlement, and this site, I can't tell if I like it or not. I think it sucks, but I'm not sure. You get these guys, which are kind of rare, because you don't really find a lot of Air 1 dudes. And Air 1 guys can be pretty good. If you throw Storm up, these guys can summon Storm Power, and then they can do Lightning Bolt, which is 15 armor negating damage. So Air 1's is not a useless mage, but it's 90 gold. I don't think so. I'd rather have an Astral one, to be honest. So, yeah. I don't know. You get these guys who are kind of cool. They're dual-wielding dudes with pretty hard-hitting axes. So, I can't really figure out how I feel about them. I mean, they have pillaging, so they're kind of like barbs. I don't know. I think it's not that great. If we didn't have any air access, it would be a big deal. But we actually have kind of been out site-searching air a bit now. Maybe I would, well... I'd have to lab and temple this just to get these guys out. But, I mean, we've got our air mages out site-searching now. Which I kind of didn't before. We just had Walter doing it before. But we've had... I know I've got another one somewhere. Anyway, we've had them out site-searching, so we'll hopefully find a few more air sites. And we got attacked by this dude, which is kind of funny. A lumber construct. We also get attacked by 2 dryads, or we patrol out 2 dryads, which I'm very, very confused about. I don't know where middle-aged pan is. This is like, I'm wondering if this is an AI. We lost a dog and a wolf. And then here, it casts spells at us. I don't... Unfortunately, he banishes the shit out of my Ghoul Guardians. I have to stop patrolling with you. I don't understand what's happening. Like, I don't know where middle-aged Pangea is. I don't think they're on this planet. Because I can't think of where they would be. Like, Calum is here. Kailasa is here. Jotunheim is, like, here. Relay is here. Alcara or whatever is here. I don't know where there's room for a Pangea. Which then means they're sending people from, like, another planet? I don't understand it all. I'm just confused. And you would be like, okay, at first I was tilted because I was like, this bastard's trying to seduce my guys. You can't seduce unless you have a neighboring province, and you can't seduce if you don't have a seduction ability. And in DE, because there's enough crying about dryads, they got rid of the seduction ability on dryads. Which, in my opinion, you just have to deal with it. Like, dryads are something you can deal with. It's annoying, but you can deal with it. Anyway. Now you have to buy an item to put it on dryads, to give them seduction. So there's that. And then we had some stuff finished. So, we have started now. Well, we kind of started before. Before we snuck these guys in, and they were kind of testing the way for our army. Before I send my army in, I want to make sure we're still at 6 PD. So there are. And we're going to be sending them this way. And they're going to be just testing the way for my army. The other thing is we're going to need these guys for ensuring we crack this fort in 1 turn. What's interesting, though, is These dudes were here the previous turn, and it looks like they're moving this way. I don't know what he's doing with them, though. I don't know what he's doing. So we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, I'm hoping the worst thing for me would be if Vanheim elfs him the same turn I come in, because my guys will get wrecked by Vanheim. They'll get absolutely wrecked. We do not have an army set up to deal with Vanheim. I mean, we could deal with Vanheim, but that is not what we're sending in. But anyway, if these guys come up, there's a chance we get patrolled out, which is what we're worried about, because it's going to give up our plan, and we're going to lose some guys, but mostly it's going to give up our plan. This guy's hanging out. Next turn, he's going to move in here, and then we're going to launch the attack. I also want to be able to raid this province, because there's these priestesses of ruin in here, and I would rather get them off the table. And we are making a bunch of gear this turn to be able to do it. We're doing a Helmet of Premonition, which gives us Twist Fate. We're doing like a little crappy piece of air armor somewhere. We're doing a Shield of Valor somewhere. This guy's doing a Shield of Valor. We're making a crystal coin for somebody. And yeah, forging lightweight schema. That's the other thing. And then a Crown of Lead. This is going to go on the dragon. Give him because he's going to have a pretty big MR penalty over here, which isn't going to matter a ton, but we might as well give him this head protection and then give him that bonus MR, because he's probably going to be at like 12 or something stupid. And I don't know what their bless is, but there's a small, I don't think they have, one of the blesses, there's a chance to insta kill you, which would be annoying. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, so that is something we have to be worried about. I might go back and check just see what their bless is. And I honestly can't even remember which one has a chance to insta-kill undead. I think it's the death one. I'm pretty sure it's the death one. And I don't think it's... We saw his bless not that long ago, and I'm pretty sure it was not death dominated. Anyway. So we've got that going on. The other thing is, we can see we have a new neighbor down here. We were going to take this turn, but they took it. And I actually like this player a lot. I've played in a few games with them. They roleplay a lot, which is kind of fun. Like, they kind of get into whatever the character of their nation is. And they're very friendly. So that's very nice. So I'm actually really looking forward to neighboring him. Now, that doesn't mean he won't backstab me at some point, but anyway. I was actually, until I saw who it was, I was going to attack them. But then I was like, oh, this is a cool player. I'd be like, oh, this is my land. But I'm cool sharing a bit of land with somebody I like. So, I mean, and look, just because I like you doesn't mean I won't attack you either. But I do appreciate a good neighbor, for sure. For sure. So what I told him was that we lost this land to Ivy Kings, which I think we did. I know there were Ivy Kings there. I think we had it for like a turn or two after raiding, but and this one too. I said, I'm fine with you keeping this one. Will you let me have this one? He said, sure. And he wanted a nap, and so we napped. And I also sent him a gem as a pearl as a token of goodwill. We send you this pearl as a token of goodwill between our nations. I sent a message to Pangea asking him about the Dryads, and then you can see we've got more trading. I've got a hammer going off to Nazca. I sent this hammer a turn late because I've been doing a lot of trading, and sometimes I forget if people don't remind me. Anyway, if I send it late, I send you a gem of interest, which I don't like doing, but it is my policy. But yeah, if you're trading with me and I'm supposed to send you something, if you can remind me, that would be awesome. And we're trading water gems with Oceania. I forget what he sent me. He sent me 10 earth. Oh, that was last turn I sent him 10 water. And this turn he's probably going to send me 5 death, I think, is what it is. That's what I've got coming in for the 5 water I'm sending him. So hopefully this is keeping him in the game. Oceania is starting to look a lot more like Oceania. He's got a big force here. I don't know what's going on with his capital, but he's putting up a good fight, which I super appreciate. Our god is empowering 2 in blood. And if we look at the timing, he's going to magic phase. And let's make sure. Yeah, we can get there in 1 turn. So, he's not going to magic phase next turn, because next turn, my big stack, we'll talk about this stack in a second, but they're coming in. And then the turn after, they're going to be here. Once they're here, they're going to move to attack onto this province. But as they move to attack, we're going to send in Mr. Wiggles. And Mr. Wiggles hopefully will kill everything that's here. I need to test how he does against PD plus these guys. The Alis, because they hit kind of hard. But what I'm expecting is that this guy will be present, Theodoric. And with Theodoric present, I'm hoping, praying, dare I say. I'm hoping that we're able to sneak him on top of the cap again without him getting patrolled out. Because he'll need to be there the turn that I'm actually sending them. Like, I need to move him a turn early. And he'll be able to body Ethereal my dragon, which I think will remove any chance that these guys would be able to kill him. But if they can't catch him, it's going to be a bit more dicey. I mean, if they do catch Theodoric and I have to send my dragon in solo, it's going to be more dicey. These Alis, I don't think they have a magic weapon. Yeah, they don't. And I don't think they have a magic weapon Bless. They do have magic weapon Slingers. Oh no, they have these guys, the Koa Warriors. And the Koa Warriors would be a lot more scary, actually. But anyway, we have a bunch more stuff we get. Anyway, I have crazy plans for my god for later, but they're not quite ready. Oh, they have this guy too, he's sacred, the Slinger. And he's got a magic sling, which would go through body ethereal. But I think because they have these magic weapons here, there's no reason for them to get magic weapons in their bless, which means these dudes are not going to have it, which means we're going to fly all over their dreams. And I mean, honestly, this isn't enough. They would have to kill me before I routed them with fear and trample, which is unlikely. And then we may even rout them just with the breath attack. So that is that. These guys who are inside actually suck. The Amukis. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, they're basically giving a resource bonus to the province, so you get more resources. So it's not a big deal. They're not hard to kill. And here there's basically nothing. And again, if you're looking at this, you're like, oh, he should be expecting to get attacked by you. He's not. He can't see any of this. This has all been sneaking here for like 6 turns, all right? I've had nothing on the border. One thing is I do want Kara, or I need a Jade Sorceress with Water Gem so they can do quickness to be able to join my god on the cap, because we're going to storm it the turn after the war starts. And to have that happen, this is the only province she can launch from. Because like launching from over here or over here, we've got to go 1, 2, 3. And we're not able to fly through 3 enemy provinces. And I don't know exactly why. I think it's like, anyway, just trust me that we can't. I think it's harder a little bit. Maybe it's harder to fly through enemy than friendly. Actually, we can check. Yeah, so to fly through friendly, it's 6. So it's only 18 to go 3 friendly provinces away. But to go from here to here, it's 7. So it's, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'll show you. We'll just take this off real quick. This isn't even my current turn. So I can muck around with it. Like if we had a sorceress over here, you can see it's 23 movement to get over here. And that's because just to go from here to here is 7, and from here to here is 15. Oh yeah, that's why. It's 8 to go to an enemy province, but you split the cost of going. Basically, you pay half of movement in your current and half of it in your other. So it's 6 and 8 divided by 2. I mean, it's the average of 6 and 8. So 6 plus 8 divided by 2 is 7. And then over here, it's 7 plus 8. And then over here to here, it's 15 plus 8. So anyway, that's how that works. Anyway, suffice it to say, she is not able to make it. Unless we start 2 provinces away, because we're going to have to go 2 provinces through enemy terrain. And the only place within 2 of his cap is from right here. And he has to go whoop, just like this. So anyway, we can site search this too. So we're going to move her over. She's going to site search, and then turn after we are going to deploy. The other thing is to kill these priestesses of ruin. I had talked a little bit about the gear we're making, and that's so she doesn't get picked off by like slings and whatnot. We're also going to send with her some rangers of home, and yeah, they're going to, and then we're going to have some blood slaves. We're going to sneak on top and then hit this. That will take that out. All the provinces we're going to hit on the first turn of war are going to be this one. This one we should 1 turn pop this fort. This one, we're going to 1 turn pop this, or we're going to take this. We're going to hit this one, and we're going to hit this one. So basically all of the, oh, and the cap, obviously. In the cap, we're going to 1 turn pop. So that is the plan. Hit all of these and pop these forts. And then, yeah, we're going to go from there. The group we've got coming in, because we'll talk about this now, has a few things. One is we have this Staff of Gaia, which I had to empower to make. This was not trivial for me. I had to trade for nature gems. There's a lot I had to do to get this staff. But it's going to give all of my wolves plus 4 strength. And we've got this, the Power of the Crescent Moon, which is going to give them 15 invulnerability. Which seems pretty good to me. So yeah, we're going to move these guys out here, and we should be safe unless he's patrolling with the wolves. And then we've also got these guys with a bunch of slaves and or blood slaves. And the reason, if we have them scripted to returning, I better freaking remember to take this off before we have our important fight. But we've also got these guys here who are going to summon imps. And especially for storming forts, like a lot of imp summoning can be really nice. It's going to go a long way to messing up any plans they have to disrupting their inevitable conquest. So those are basically the general plans for conquest. And yeah. That's basically what's happening. And yeah, next turn we're going to move up here and then take this. And I think it's time we go to our current turn. The other thing is we're getting close to Construction 6. We're probably about maybe 2, maybe 3 turns away from having Construction 6 finished. And our research graph is going kind of nuts. Like we're starting our major inflection up. Major inflection up. And we're about to make this look shallow. Because once we hit Construction 6, things are going to go freaking nuts. Okay, so that's turn 33. Let's go to our current turn, which is turn 34. Turn 34. So this is for a crystal coin from Alcara, which we forged them, and then I think that's in the mail this turn. And then, yeah, the death gems from Oceania. And coming down, we tried to infiltrate Rotterdam, but we're unsuccessful. There's a pretty good chance we get patrolled out here. If we get patrolled out, we're dead. So, anyway, might as well do that. But yeah, it would be kind of cool. I wonder what kind of stuff they get here. Not a lot of gems. Feels not great. Their fort is not a citadel either. That also sucks for them. Ooh, they can build stuff underwater. They might be a great ally against Oceania. Alternatively, if Oceania attacks them, I could ally with them and take their land holdings, and Oceania gets the other stuff. I want to be very careful how I play it with Oceania, though. So anyway, that's all happening. Yis has found mountain. So this is kind of funny. There's a problem on this map where these two provinces have they're mountain provinces and they have all mountain connections, which is never a good idea. So the only way to get in here is troops with mountain survival. So Yis has managed to find himself some troops with mountain survival and jump in here. Oh, and they also have spread cold in them, which is the other thing that's hilarious. So that, anyway, these are generally cold provinces, so the mountain passes never open up. That's the other kind of thing that makes it hilarious. But anyway, he's killing the bot AI. And we've been getting all the score graphs. Yis has been number 1 in every single score graph, except I think one score graph, which he's number 2 in. People were accusing me of fear-mongering by pointing out that... Or not people. Yis was accusing me of fear-mongering by pointing out how crazy of a power he was going to be with this planet all to himself. And basically no one being able to attack it. So he's got this extremely secure homeworld from which he can venture out and predate upon people. It's going to be a major problem. There's a very good chance he wins the game. That said... Oh... So this is kind of funny, I was thinking about. So if you think about it, going back to like the Nazi theme with this nation as we were taking over all of Europe, there's like 3 ages. There's the early, middle, and late age. We're late age. And so each of those you could say is like the first empire, the second. Anyway, we're kind of the Third Reich in a way. If you think about it, we're the third iteration of the Olmish kingdom. Just thought I would throw that out there as we were busy taking back the fatherland. Anyway, enough of that dark shit for now. Let's continue looking at the turn. We had a bunch of events, most of which are not good. There's a wild boar, which I'm sending some guys to patrol out. Kind of sucks when you take misfortune. You really have to read the events so you know which bad events you have to go deal with. There's a wild boar here, so we have a bunch of unrest. We're going to send somebody to kill it. It's not a very valuable province, but you just have to stay on top of these things. And here we actually got a good event. A very good event. We got adventurers joining our cause, which is fine. It includes these guys who actually... This guy comes with a weapon, which is nice, but these guys also hit pretty hard. 14 strength, 14 attack, 13 defense. These are decent stats. These make super duper budget thugs. So, maybe just take both of these guys, put them in a tile, and fluff them up, and have them run in. Maybe we give him a magic weapon. But, I don't know. Like a 1 gem greatsword of sharpness would be pretty nice on him. Or like maybe a black halberd or something. I don't know. They have good stats. So anyway, there's that. We got an assassin, which is kind of cool. He's got scale walls, so we can go mess with somebody. And most importantly, we have Vilma, the healer. And this is really, 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 really good. Really good. And the reason is... I'm terrified of losing Walter. I'm terrified. Absolutely terrified. So, if Walter gets diseased, which I think it will happen this turn, everybody who's old is going to roll an aging check. We're going to have Walter and Vilma meet each other as soon as possible. Now, even if Walter doesn't, occasionally some of these dudes will also be old. I think it's mostly the ones that get a random. Or like the fire randoms definitely will be old. Like this guy's old. It's also a little insane. Just a little bit. And Relay has built a temple here, which I'm not very happy about. I'm not very happy about that at all. And I'm not opposed to sending my god in to crush the temple. But I'm also inclined to not piss these guys off. So we'll have to see. I might just put down pressure up. Okay, anyway, events. More bad events, lose tax income. We got a good event, nature gem income. Here we lost 2 dominion and got some unrest. Lost 80% tax and minus 10 permanent income. Feels bad, man. Here we got a bit of population, which don't know what that's from. And this came with the adventurer event. We got attacked by a dark vine. I didn't know dark vines had a lifesteal attack. Well, that's kind of cool. Shit. Dude, these guys could kind of be abused. Now they have a light. It used to be only tentacles. Do they have a map move? They're not immobile? I don't know. That looks pretty good. That's actually kind of scary, because tentacles are armor-piercing attacks. So this guy with, like, a strength buff and, like, Iron Warriors on him, and then maybe Body Ethereal. Oh my goodness. He'd be scary. Do these guys move in combat? I thought they were immobile, but I can't remember. Oh, no, they do. Yeah, dude. These guys could be scary. How much does it cost to get one of those? $12 for 2? Damn. Damn. Yeah, I think this could be a strategy. I think this could be a strategy. I kind of want to test it real quick. Okay, we're going to come back to this, guys. We got to test something. We have to do something for science here. Second. Create world. Oh, wait, I have to do my debug mod. I'm going to pause it until we're in the game. All right, we're back and we've got it set up to go. Let's see if it works. And we could easily send like a little guy to do... He got a little too beaten up. Got a little bit of mute. We lost 1. Okay, wait, we're gonna try it one more time. All right, let's empower another guy to, because I'd probably do this with an Earth random, and then let's get one of these dudes, and then we'll summon some more Dark Vines. And we'll get it set up to go. Wait, hold an attack closest. All right, so here we go. It's going to be Iron Warriors times 3. And then summon Earth Power, and then Tempered Flesh. And spells, and then you are going to go Body Ethereal times 3, and then Luck. Okay. And this should be ridiculous. And this is cheap, guys. This is like 200 golden mages. Or not more, it's a little more than that. We could have done Earthmight too, maybe. Or Strength of Giants. Maybe it's our last one. But god, these guys are nasty. I mean, look at this. These magic attacks too? It's a magic attack too. Guys! This is strong. This is strong. Let's look how cheap this is. This is 160 plus 75. So that's the entire gold cost. The entire gold cost is 160.75. Now, I mean, Earth 2s you're not going to get a ton of. So that is a thing. And this only works with the Earth 2. So you could say the real cost is higher. But anyway. Yeah, so wait, 160.75, so that's 235 in gold, and then 15 blood slaves. 12 blood slaves? Oh my god, guys, it is a crazy how cheap that is. All right, let's go back to the game. We have hatched an idea. We have hatched an idea. Oh, and we're out of... Okay, and we get attacked by these dryads again this turn. And, sorry, by the way, my game freezes if I exit and come back into this because the map's so big, it runs out of memory. We lost a couple of Y-handers. This actually was due to... Holy Avenger. But apparently this is from... I just found this out, actually, while the game was... fresh. Apparently Pangea gets an event where they have dryads spawn, and then they're just trying to get their dryads home, but they're not making it. Anyway, I did not know this was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. So, what else? Yeah, blood economy's going fine. The big thing for this turn is we actually are within range, and just a couple turns ago we were only doing like 900 a month. Our research is going nuts. Look at this. Look at this, the slope on this graph. It's like last turn we were just right here or something, and then it's like inflecting up even harder. It is, we're about to take off like a rocket ship, and we haven't even started, guys. We haven't even started. I am so set up for this. So the big thing was we've got some hammers that aren't working, okay? Actually, I don't know if this works. Forge lifelong protection, 49. I don't think this works. No, it doesn't. So I had to take some guys off forging to get this one turn early timing on construction 6, which is totally worth it. Totally worth it. The other thing I'm doing is if we count the number of fire mages I've got 4 here, and I've gone ahead and built a temple here this turn, just because I don't want to... My only priests here are fire mages, and they're going to be very busy after this. And then we've got, I think, what, 1 or 2 here. Yeah, we've got 1 fire mage here. So that's 5. And then we've got none here. I think we have 1 here. So that's 6. And... yeah, none here. So we've got 6 fire mages, which is going to mean 6 hammers a turn, which if you run the math, I think it's 12 research per lantern. So that's 6 times 12. That's going to be 72 a turn. And on top of that, from the Skull Mentors, we're going to be getting, these are, I think, 14 a turn. And we're going to be getting, so that's 72 plus 28. So that's 100 RP a turn just from items, which is a lot. That's as much, like that's 10% of our total research right now. Just from items. And that number will be going up as I get more fire mages, because I've got more hammers than that. We can support 2 lanterns a turn, but I've got a... It's only going to cost me to make 6. It's only going to cost me 12 gems. So this will keep me running, making lanterns for a long ass time. So that's the first thing, was we optimized to get construction 6 off this turn. And we are making sure our fire mages are ready to go for next turn. The other thing is I had been cheap and basically set everything to this, making illuminated ones while I got some of my critical infrastructure up. Like I wanted to get this upgraded to a citadel. I want to get these upgraded to citadels. And I want this upgraded to a citadel. And so you can see, anyway, it's getting built. To do all that, I financed it by basically toning down mage production. And the logic here is that these ones which are over 20k pop are going to give... Just the gold bonus from having a citadel is pretty huge. And it's also going to make me a little less appetizing to eat, and it's going to give us more mage production. There's a lot of good things that come with it. But the gold production is a pretty significant part of that. And the payback period's not... It'd be interesting to look at it. I'd have to look. But... yeah, I mean, this was only like 300 income not very long ago. And part of this was my scale. I think the big part of it was my scales coming in. But we've also upgraded the fort once. So, I don't know. We'll see. Lots of good things come from having citadels, but one of which is gold. But this is the turn. This is the last turn of preparation before the war. So my squad successfully snuck here. We're going to sneak them over here, and from here they will attack the capital. These guys are not going to move on top of the capital because there's a chance they get patrolled out, but there's not a chance they get patrolled out here because these priestesses are researching. Or there's not a very big chance. And then this PD is not enough to do any patrolling. PD 6. So we're going to hang tight. We're moving these idiots all in. And then from here, we're going to launch our sneak attack. On top of this fort, we are also moving this guy who has a Charm of the Crescent Moon, which is going to give invulnerability to the wolves. And we've got this guy with the lifelong protection and some gear and some rangers. And all of that will combine, hopefully, to allow us to just knock this out and then perhaps do some efficient raiding there afterwards. We are also preparing a goon squad to come over here and to, knock out this fort. I don't know if we're going to have enough. I don't think we're going to have enough to one turn pop the fort. Here we've got 40, let's call it 30, I think, siege. 1.2 times 18. Yeah, so it's like 21. This is not actually very much. Only like 21 siege strength here. And then coming in, I've got this idiot with all these guys. Wait, where's this guy going? Wait, he's coming up here. This guy's going out here. Yeah, we are not going to one-turn pop this fort, which is it's a little sad. I don't think there is a way around that right now, though. I mean, I could bring in more wolves, maybe. I mean, this guy's going to have a fair amount. What does this guy have? He has some wolves, right? Yeah. It's like 30. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough because this is only 20 siege defense, and then coming in we've got 55 times 1.2. 66 plus 20. Yeah, it's only 86. So and we're going to have like 120 to one turn pop it. And then we're going to lose some of the forts. So probably like 150. So I'd have to bring in kind of a lot. Oh, wait, no. These guys aren't even coming. These guys are going here. Yeah, there's no way we're going to... But we'll be able to put it under siege at least. And then the next wave will pop it. So anyway, these guys are moving into position. From here, we are going to... these guys are going to attack here. These guys are going to attack here. These guys are going to attack on top of this. The guys who are coming in here this turn are going to attack this one. The guys who are here are going to attack this. So yeah, we basically got it all set up now. We are prepared for our first turn of war. I've also been talking to the denizens of the Fall of Sorrow, which is this little cute planetoid. And what had happened here is middle-aged Abyssia is located on this, and they've got Therados in the lake, which is horrible. Makes you want to die. And they had just finished their little dagger fight with, it was one of the mod nations. Not Albion. Okay. I actually have no idea which one they are, but anyway, I think it was one of the mod nations that was over here, which they have knifed to death. And apparently Helheim has ventured their way over here from the stars a little bit, vultured a tiny bit of whatever this nation was. But I've been talking with them because it occurred to me as I was looking, I was trying to figure out what Vanheim's doing, because Vanheim, we had the score graphs posted, and Vanheim is like number 2 or something. They're very high up in gym income. But I don't think they're that high in research, and I don't think they're that high in gold income. So I think they're still a good matchup for me. And I'm also trying to figure out what they're going to do next. And I think what they're going to do is attack these guys. And the reason is because there's a connection, I guess through this waterfall or something, from here. Oh my god, this actually is a kind of big world. There's a connection from here down this way. And so this... And apparently they have caught a few Vanheim scouts running amok around here. So I think Vanheim's going to attack up into them, which, you know, they may or may not. That's just kind of what I'm thinking right now. Because Vanheim is not going to want to go after me. It's a horrible matchup for him, at least for a good long while. And he's not going to want to go after Calum, because Calum's big and scary. And Calum's going to be like all of this stuff down here. Like, this is Calum. He's probably not going to want to go after Late Age Relay, because that sounds like the worst thing ever. He may go after Sawaki, but hopefully he doesn't go on him the same turn I do, or I'll be very sad and potentially lose my dragon. So yeah. What I'm hoping is that I get to eat Sawaki, and then by that time, he's still finished. This guy's still finishing digesting his first war. So hopefully by the time he's done, he'll be ready to help me fight Vanheim. And what I was thinking is that if we do that war, Vanheim has stuff coming down like this, kind of. Thereabouts. I was saying I would get like Arco and like some of this stuff, and he gets Vanheim's cap and all this stuff. And that would be great for me. I think if that happens, I would then be basically neighboring only big players, because he would be kind of big if that happens, and then Calum would be big. And ideally, I'd then go to another world, like maybe this one or this one. I'm not sure where I would go, but I would probably go to another world, and that would be that, and I would be happy. So anyway, we're getting ready to make those plays. The final thing is, with Construction 6 coming up, we obviously are going to be making lanterns. We've been talking about that. There's some other opportunities, though. And one of the opportunities is making a banner of the warrior, which is it's an Earth 2, Fire 2 item that auto-casts basically like Power of the Sepulchre, but for normal units. You get 4 movement and 4 attack. And it will do it in, I think, a 15 area of effect, and it just spams it out all combat. So I was thinking that would be a good item to have. It would make these guys very good at dealing with elf thugs. It would basically get their attack for the normal ones that don't have an experience star, get it up to 16, which is very high. And these things would be even more murderous. So I was thinking that would be a good item to make. But to do that, I'm going to have to empower in fire, which kind of sucks because it's going to dig into my fire income. The other thing that kind of sucks about it is, well, there's a few things. I've already done a lot of empowering this game, and empowering generally is kind of wasteful. You want to avoid it. But I was figuring out because I was looking at all the Construction 8 items I'm going to want and all the Construction 6 items, and I kind of made like a little table of it. I don't think I'm going to pull it up for you here, but Cornerstone is one of the items I want the most. And because being able to do a magic phase fort every single turn would be of immense value this early. So I want to get the Cornerstone. To do that, I think I'm going to need the Troll Skin Suit, a Bloodstone, and Earth Boots on an Earth 2 chassis. And to do some of the Astral stuff, I want, like, there's a lot of Earth Astral stuff I also want. Like the Sword of Many Colors is one of the things I wanted. I need to have an Astral Earth chassis that's kind of high. So I was actually thinking it may be worth it to go ahead and empower... Well, I've got this guy, basically, who I've already empowered in Astral once. I think I go ahead and empower him in Earth. And then I'm going to have an Earth 2 S2 dude. And this would be the guy that I use to basically do a lot of my high-level forging. So we'll see. But that's kind of my plan. Like, ideally, I could get... well, let's think. There's a few... There's like a... gosh, what do they call it? There's one thing where we get to summon a special unit. I really have to... I'll pull up the mod inspector for you. Okay, so I've made a little list, and this was important for me to do because I don't want to get completely owned in this game, and I have no idea about all the DE items. So I've made a list of the things I want. You can see I've already gotten some of them. The Staff of Gaia I wanted. The other one, Banner of the Warrior. I'll show you that. Yeah. This one I think would be probably worth empowering for. And I think I'm going to need to empower anyway. But I kind of don't want to waste fire, is the problem. So... yeah. Anyway, this one would basically just be empowering a Fire 1, Fire 1, Earth 1 dude. And then I could make this. And the banner skill, +4 attack, +4 action points. So pretty nice. Pretty darn nice. The other thing that I really want to make is the Moon Bowl. And I'll be able to make this at Construction 6. I'll show you this item. This item seems kind of broken. Now, I can't quite make it. I need an air booster. And I don't have enough... would be like 45 gems to empower, which I don't even have. So this isn't even an option yet. But I think if I get the Tomb of High Power, then that will help. But... yeah, this basically is going to give everybody in my army glamour, which is kind of nuts. Like, it's kind of ridiculously nuts. And it's kind of expensive at 30 gems, but to apply this to a whole army, turn 1 seems very worth it. It's basically, yeah, I mean, it's going to be super duper good. Super duper duper good. So that's another item, and I can't quite make that, but you know, if I were desperate, if I had to, I could, like, alchemize, which we're not going to do, but I could, like, alchemize pearls, and then we could make it. I'd have to alchemize pearls, then empower, and then we could do it. So anyway, those were some of the items that were, like, Construction 6. There were some uniques I wanted. The Disease Grinder, I don't think I can get. The Dropner, no. This one I wanted, the Hyborian Gem. This one's going to be, these ones here are going to be Construction 8. And... this one allows you to summon Kamul, which is a... basically, this is like a white from Lord of the Rings, kind of. And he's really good. He's super duper good. So anyway, we definitely want to get him. And you can use him like you stole him, because you just resummon him if he dies. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. To do this one, I just have to empower my god in Astral, which I wanted to do anyway. But I'm not sure when I want to do it. I'll probably do it at the last minute to get this. The Cornerstone is the one I want the most. And this one requires me to be Earth 5. Which... I get... okay, once I'm Earth 5, I can get this. And then basically I get a level 2 fort magic phase for free. Which is huge. Absolutely huge. This might be one of the best economy items in the game right now. And it's not just the economy, it's the strategic value of being able to magic phase forts. There's huge value in that. And it's going to make me very unattractive to raiding. There's just all sorts of benefits. You know, it's not just like every province I cast this on, which of course I'll start with the higher value ones first. It's going to be, it's like 30 admins. So it's going to be like a 15% gold bonus, right? In addition, I don't have to worry about getting raided as much. And in addition, I get to recruit commanders. So anyway, tons of good stuff that comes with the Cornerstone. I think this also works underwater too. So this one I want to get, but to get this one, here I've drawn up like a little path of what I'm going to have to do to get to each of these things. So the Cornerstone, I need to be an Earth 2 with boots and Bloodstone, which gets me to Earth 4. And then I have a few options to getting up to Earth 5. One would be the Troll Skin suit. The other would be a Gem of Creation. And the other would be a Sword of Many Colors. To do a Gem of Creation, it's a bit tricky. I don't know if I have it drawn on here. The Gem of Creation, I'll show you that, because this is one of the ones I wanted to kind of get pretty early. It's basically a Ring of Wizardry, but one lower. A Ring of Wizardry, you have to be 7, and I think it's a little cheaper. So that's basically it. To get here, we'd have to have an Astral 3, which we've got. We give them 2 boosters, which gets them up to 5. So that's the hat and the coin. We have to give them 1 more booster. That final booster could be the Tomb of High Power. So to get the Gem of Creation, I can do it with what I have without having to empower. But what I have to do it is it's going to take 2... I basically have to do the Tomb of High Power. And then after I do the Tomb of High Power, then I have to do the Gem of Creation. And so if I want to get to the Cornerstone, I want to get to it fast, it's going to be 3 turns after I get it researched. So I have to do 2 construction aid items, and then I can do the Cornerstone. So this is a little slower. The faster way is if I have already made all of this other stuff, I can just... The Troll Skin suit's trivial to make. So I do the Troll Skin suit, boom, Cornerstone. This is currently, I think, what my plan is, because I want to get this very, very badly. The other thing that I want to get is a Sword of Many Colors. This one's a little tricky. The Sword of Many Colors, this is a vanilla item. It's made cheaper for some reason, even though I thought it was pretty good value in vanilla. It's going to give me 1 to all the elemental paths. So it's like a Staff of Elemental Mastery, but instead of having the elements to get there, you know, like earth and air or fire and water, you have earth and astral. To get this is not super duper hard. We could take our... we've already got one here that we astral empowered. So whoops. We've got already an Earth 1 S2. But getting up to S3 is not the hard part. Getting up to S3 is actually kind of a trivial part. So I think what I do is I Earth Empower one of these guys, and he becomes the guy who wears the Troll Skin suit. Which means I also probably have to turn off all of my Earth Forging for a few turns. And I probably have to trade... I probably have to trade some Death Gems for Earth. Because I'm going to need it for the Cornerstone. But anyway, and then especially if I Earth Empower. But if I Earth Empower him, then I've got an Earth 2 S2, Earth 2 Astral 2, and he's further going to become Earth 3 because he's going to have the Troll Skin suit, and then the Earth Boots will kick him up. So yeah, it'll be trivial. This one actually is pretty easy for me to get. And this would be really good because this will help me break higher into fire, which is pretty important. And then we have the Atlas of Creation. This I also want a lot, but this one's going to be very hard for me to get. But if I start off with an Earth 2 S2, which I think, the more I think about it, I think we're going to have, then if I do boots plus a Starshine Skullcap plus a coin plus a Gem of Creation, basically Ring of Wizardry, that's going to get me up to Earth 4, but in this case S5. And if I throw in a starshine... No, in this case, I just actually have to throw in a troll scoot. And that gets me to Earth 5, S5. So this gets... there's a lot of things that get unlocked. There's a lot of things that get unlocked by having an Earth 2, S2 mage, for me. Though, honestly, this would also get unlocked without the troll suit if I made the sort of many colors. But I'm going to be constrained. If you start looking at all the things I want to do, I'm going to be constrained by Earth gems. The other thing which I want a lot is the Crown of Overmight. I want this one less. This one's more like cool. It's going to make my dragon a lot better, but I don't need it. Like the number of times this is going to like change the game for me, I don't expect will be a ton. But this would be hard for me to get into because I basically have to get a Fire 5 mage, which the sort of many colors will help with. And then I can get, the fire hat, and I can get the fire gem, and then a gem of creation. And that should get me up, but I don't know. It'll be hard. It will be hard. And the other thing is I'm going to be wanting to spend most of my... So this one might get sacrificed. The other things that I wanted was the Seal of Solomon. Oh no, this is... Okay, that one's actually not very important. That's Fire Astral. And this allows you to do basically Ritual of the 5 Gates for free every turn, which is fine, but not game winning. And then the Shard of this one is also one of the ones I wanted. Wait, didn't like that. Shard. This one's also really good. This one we actually can do kind of trivially. Because we already have an S2 into. So all I have to do is get up a 3 Astral, which I can do either with the Gem of Creation and then the 2 other boosters, or with the Tomb of High Power and the other boosters. So this one, reasonably easy to do. The timing of it is what's going to be super important. And actually, we can kind of do some rough math to figure out what that timing is going to be, because we can kind of assume my research is going to go up by... let's say 110 from items every turn. And then from forts, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 forts, which would say are getting, let's say 9 RP a turn on average. That's 81 from forts. Okay, so I've done a bit of math here. And basically the amount of RP we're going to need once we hit construction 6 is this much on difficult research, which you can see here, table in IlWiki. Anyway, here's how much RP per turn we currently have. Here's how much I think we're going to get like 200 new RP a turn. This number will go up as time goes forward. So, as we get more forts and stuff, but it also could go down if we get into some desperate war. But we've already got a fair amount of mages moving out with this amount of RP per turn. So anyway, we'll see. But this is a decent baseline just to get a thumb in the wind for what the timings are going to be. So yeah, anyway, research per turn is going to go crazy. Like in 10 turns, we're going to have 2,000 research a turn, which is very high. And our total RP, how much RP we've gotten since... Not since the start of the game, but since this, Construction 6 is finished. That's what we have here. Now, I will have Construction 8 researched once I've hit 12,000, which will be right around here. So it's about 10 turns away. Or no, not 10. That's actually faster than that. I was looking at these numbers. Count is 7, 8. So in about 8 turns, I'll have it. Which is pretty quick. It's pretty quick. I might be able to shave it down to 7. So if I get it in 7 turns... Ooh, buddy. That would be good. Because basically, the way to look at it, I think, for these in a big game like this, like in a normal game, people don't normally rush construction. But there's definitely going to be at least one other player. One person's already Construction 6. He's been Construction 6 for a few turns. But what matters is the size of the economy behind it, and particularly the amount of lanterns you can make once you hit construction 6. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be research leader. And not too long, unless somebody else is doing some really crazy trading. Yeah. And after that, I'll probably start selling lanterns once I hit construction 8. So anyway, that's basically the plan on research. Is in about 8 turns we'll have it. Now, if we come back and look at the game, I'm only going to have 40 gems. So I think this is probably the last hammer I make. I'm making one more hammer this turn, and I think that's the last one I make unless I sell some. Yeah, so we'll see. Because I'm gonna need a lot of earth gems to pull this off. And as I start getting a little closer, I'll start doing some trading to make sure I have the right gem type. But anyway, the good news is that these guys are pretty rich in gems, and hopefully we should get all their land pretty soon, and we'll get some of their forts too, and all that hopefully will speed up my timings. Yeah, and if I get 3 more forts and a bunch of land, and then hopefully this throne is a good throne. We're going to do our empowering kind of the last minute. The only thing I might need to start doing is once we start getting close to construction 8, I'm going to need to get the bloodstone, and I'm going to have my earth mage ready to do the troll skin suit. So once we start getting close to construction 8, I'm probably going to go ahead and blood empower if I haven't gotten the earth vampire count. Who's normally the guy you want to use to make bloodstones and stuff. So anyway, guys, next turn is the turn we initiate the YOLO command, and I will probably do that at least as part of a twofer, where you get to see me doing the command, and then we will see the results of it. So I will see you next episode with the Olmish Elfink. So until then, take care.